Today we're going to make stuffed jacket potatoes, and here are some that I've made earlier. Okay, as ever, before we start cooking, before we touch food, before we eat food, before we prepare food, anything to do with food, we wash our hands. And we wash them really well, as usual, right the way through. Fingers, right the way around the backs, everywhere. Make them lovely and clean. If possible, use warm water. It kills more bacteria and germs. Okay, don't forget to put on a lovely apron, okay, a clean apron, so that you keep yourself nice and clean and also the food. So, stuffed jacket potatoes, okay, so these are ones I prepared earlier. The thing about a stuffed jacket potato is that you obviously have to cook the potatoes in advance before you do the dish. And the way we do it is we take a knife and we score, and it's a sharp knife, so maybe an adult needs to do this for you or with you or make sure you're safe. You score all the way around. You could put that potato into the microwave for about 10 minutes and then put it on a baking tray and cook it, all right? But a potato of this size takes roughly about 45 minutes to an hour to cook, all right? So I'll show you how the potatoes are once they're cooked. But let's just run through the ingredients for today. Okay, again, this is a wonderful recipe for finishing up bits that are in the fridge, all right, or you've got leftover. We've obviously got the lovely sweet corn, which we all love, part of your 5 a day. I've got some fresh tomatoes, which will be delicious. I've got some red pepper, but you could use green, yellow, orange. Mushrooms, not everybody's favorite. You might want to cook the mushrooms in advance. You don't have to use them. Spring onions gives lovely, lovely flavor. Okay. Herbs, these are fresh herbs, or you could use dried herbs. All right. A little bit of butter, which is going to be mashed into the potato to make it yummy. We've got some cheese. In here, I've actually got some mozzarella cheese, but I've also got some cheddar cheese here. So you could have mild, medium, or strong. Seasonings, again, down to you, what you would like. Mustard powder is an interesting one because it enhances the flavour of cheese. We've got some pepper here and we've got some strong paprika, all right? I've got some courgettes here. Again, maybe not to everybody's liking, but you could use a bit of broccoli, but you'd have to make it into small, small pieces. Okay, so super easy. You don't need a lot of equipment. We've got a fork, a dessert spoon, a teaspoon, a timer, which is quite important for cooking the potatoes, and then once you're stuffing them and cooking them again, obviously you don't want to forget them. Mixing bowl here, there's a sharp knife, be careful. Chopping board, that's to chop up your vegetables or whatever you're going to put into the potato. You could put the potatoes into an oven-proof dish and cook them and bake them off there, or you could put them onto a baking tray and you could put them onto a piece of paper just to protect the baking tray. Okay, so back to where we were. I'm going to show you what's happened with these potatoes. So these are cooked potatoes, and you can tell they're cooked because when you squeeze them, it's really, really easy just to open them out like that. All right, I'll do it one more time. Just squeeze very gently and open out, all right? And what we're gonna do with these is we're basically just going to scoop out what we call the flesh, the potato, which is cooked inside. And we're gonna be left with a little boat, so skins of the potato. So you don't want to take too much out. About that much is about right, okay? So you scoop it out. If the skin breaks, don't worry. What I would suggest is you make quite a few potatoes so that you might have a few extra skins, or what I call my little boats, all right? So you just scoop it out like that. And then what you're gonna do with that, literally, is put it into your bowl and you're gonna mash the potato with a fork, and you're basically gonna add all the yummy ingredients you want, and then we're going to stuff it back into the shells or the boats. So once you've done that, then you just take your fork and you mash, simply like that. Obviously the potatoes can't be too hot if you're going to handle them. I'm going to put in a little bit of butter and I'm going to mash that in. You could use margarine. You don't have to use butter at all if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. Okay, so we need to add colour now. It looks a little bit too white. All right, so let's go over here. Let's take some peppers. It'd be nice if we had different coloured peppers. Let's take a couple of tomatoes into each. Put some sweet corn in there. Let's put some spring onions. Let's put some herbs to mix in there. Okay, a little bit of oregano would be nice. And then let's put in a little bit of cheese. I'm not going to put a huge amount of cheese into this mixture because I'm going to put some cheese on the top once I've stuffed them. So you give that a mix round. Okay, we're not going to forget the seasoning because that's important. And the other thing, as many of you know at Kids Cookery School, we do not use salt. We don't need salt because there's plenty of salt in the cheese. So we just want to season it well. We don't need salt, but we do need lovely seasonings. Okay, so give that a lovely mix around. You can see all the colours now. Give that a lovely mix. Fab. Okay, and then literally all you do, you can use your teaspoon or your dessert spoon, it's up to you. All you're going to do is you're going to literally put that mixture back into what I call my boats, my potato boats or shells. Now you want to pop them into there like that. So you divide the mixture up. Like I said, you probably need a few extra skins if the skins and the boats don't work out particularly well, but it doesn't really matter. The thing is about potatoes, it's a bit like glue. It's very sticky, so you can really push it back in and make it yummy like that. And then all you're going to do is you're going to put those onto the baking tray. I put a piece of paper on my baking tray just because it just keeps the potatoes nice, and also if I put a little bit of the cheese over the top, then if the cheese melts on the paper, it's not the end of the world. And then they go into a lovely hot oven, 200 degrees, and they'll cook for about 20-25 minutes or until they're golden brown. So there you have it. And the final, they look like stuffed jacket potatoes. There you go. Enjoy. Yum.